everyone, this is Jairo Morales from The Grind Fitness and welcome to my channel. On this channel, you're going to learn how to take care of your body while we do this wonderful sport called Jiu-Jitsu. Everything from joint strength training classes to mobility classes, as well as yoga and many other professionals to teach you what is the best path for you and your Jiu-Jitsu journey. If you haven't already, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. You know what to do. Share this with somebody if you think this might help the community to be able to take care of their body for their journey on Jiu-Jitsu. Oos, guys. Hope to see you on the mat. Oos, everybody. What's going on? Bear with me 1 second. I was running a little bit late. So just want to make sure that I'm with the right microphone. I'm not. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Hello, hello. There we are. Sorry about that, guys. So I was running just a few minutes late. What's going on? I hope everybody's having a good weekend. It's Sunday, Recovery Sundays. So if you've been paying attention for the last few Sundays, we've been just focusing on just doing like short little excerpts for yoga. I know as Jiu-Jitsu people have a tendency to be go, 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 and we have a tendency not to practice the recovery part, but the recovery part is just as important as the actual training. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through just a basic warm-up because I don't know if anybody's ever taken like some of the yoga for BJJ, Sebastian, the guy that owns it, I got to agree with him 100%. He says that the traditional warm-up for Jiu-Jitsu is not the most effective for helping us kind of take care of our bodies. So today I'm going to go through his little like 20-minute warm-up. So this is really good for you guys to kind of practice doing for when you guys do open mats at your gym or anything like that. Actually, anytime that you do Jiu-Jitsu, but usually, you know, every gym has their own like little practice of stuff. Just an update in the Jiu-Jitsu world. I got a chance to go to Fight to Win last night. It's called Subversive here in Miami. It was awesome. I got a chance to meet Kendall Rousing. Marcus Buchecha was there. A bunch of the guys that I train with. So it was a really good event. And So Right was actually sponsoring the event, and they gave me a wonderful thing for free. I got a chance to talk to a physical therapist. He kind of gave me some stuff, and I didn't even know this existed. So these are awesome. So they're like little miniature So Rights. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of tiny. There you go. It's a little miniature So Right, and it's like perfect for you to do like scraping. So like if you have like neck, especially us from doing Jiu-Jitsu gi, actually from gi as well, but more from Jiu-Jitsu gi, we get a lot of like stiffness, what's called the sternocleidomastoid, which is like the big muscle right here. So this is kind of good to kind of like massage yourself. It's like basically like two fingers giving you a massage. So anyways, I thought it was cool. The guy showed me some cool stuff. He was giving me some information because I got hold this past week, and yeah, it sucked. So basically, I popped my ankle. It was really loud. I feel bad for the guy that kind of did it because he felt bad. But you know, it's the nature of the beast. That's why we love this, and then we're gonna get hurt. It's normal for that kind of stuff to actually happen. And that's why we do all this stuff. The idea is for us to be able to take care of our bodies so that we can go back to training Jiu-Jitsu as fast as possible. So my ankle got popped on Tuesday. It swelled up Tuesday to Wednesday. I iced it, rested it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. What I did was I did a whole bunch of therapy. If you guys follow me on Instagram for Wellness for Jiu-Jitsu, I put up like a little bit of a therapy of what I did on for my foot. So the swelling was like really on the outside of the foot, because the guy basically was doing a toe hold. So you can kind of take some of the stuff. I don't know if any of you've watched my mobility classes. It's really more mobility than yoga. Today we're going to do yoga, but that's really more teaching you how to pre-rehab and or do post-rehab when injuries like that happens. It's going to happen sometimes. Sometimes you might get into an arm bar, you might strain your elbow. Sometimes somebody might wrist lock you, you might strain your wrist lock. So a lot of the stuff that I teach in the mobility classes is basically joint strength training, but the side effect is recovery, more mobility. There's a whole bunch of pluses to all the stuff that I teach. So just kind of keep that in mind, that when you see mobility, it's not necessarily mobility. It's the mobility is a bonus, but it's a lot of actual body awareness and opening up the maximum capacity of each individual joint, which makes it a little bit more submission proof. Doesn't make you submission proof, but it gives you that 1 or 2 extra degrees in order for you to less likely that you're going to get either submitted and or hurt. Gives you that extra fraction seconds, which all of us know that could be like night and day when it comes to jiu-jitsu. Okay, so today we're just going to warm up. So let's do a little bit of the breathing, just a tiny bit, just to kind of get the blood flowing. If you've never done the breathing before, we do diaphragmatic breathing. So diaphragm out, breath in, and then you're just going to relax out. We're going to do a few of those, and then I'm going to ask you to hold it at the very top. So you're going to take the breath in, and then you're going to hold for a few seconds. That's the in part. Then the outside part is going to be exhaling out, pulling the belly button in towards your spine or towards your anus, whichever works for you mentally. And then you're just going to do the reverse. You're just going to relax in. Okay? So just try to go along. It's not a big deal. The thing with breathing, it's like anything else. It's like riding a bike. You've never ridden a bike before. The more you do it, the better you get at it. The same thing goes with breathing. Yeah. So here we go. Close your eyes. Sit in Indian style. You can lay down depending on if you're injured or if you have any type of mobility issues. You can be sitting on your knee, whatever feels comfortable for you. Start paying attention to your breath. Start focusing on being in the moment right now. And here we go. Diaphragm out, breath in. Reflexive out. Again in. Reflexive out. Keep going. Two more in. Last one all the way in. Then hold at the very top. Hold your breath here. This is the part that's mind over matter. Holding your breath, especially when you start taking big, long, deep breaths, your body starts to panic and it wants to take in the air. Resist that urge. And reflexive out. Again in. And reflexive out. Again in. Reflexive out. 2 more. Last one. And now all the way out, all the way out. Pull that belly button in towards your spine or towards your anus. And now the reverse, reflexive in. Again, all the way out. And reflexive in. Again, all the way out. And reflexive in. Two more. Last one. And calm, relaxed breath. Start working your way into what's called child's pose, or the yoga for BJJ guys call it turtle. It's also turtle in JiuJitsu, but it's like modified turtle. Extend your arms out in front of you. Give space to your knees if needed. The goal here is to sink your hips back, relax basically your hamstrings, your thighs, and your butt onto your calf, and just drop your forehead to the ground. Just sit here for a couple breaths. If you had a heavy jiu-jitsu week, this is it. This is how you want to calm everything down and give a little bit of love to your body. So when we're doing these, be mindful. The goal here is not another workout. The goal here is to communicate to your body and tell your body to relax. A few more breaths. Think that you're melting your forehead into the ground and your arms are extended as long out in front of you as possible, and you're melting into the ground. When you're ready, windshield wiper your legs to the right. Extend the left side body out to the right. And just sit back. Same thing, drop the forehead down. Get a good stretch on the left side of your body. Back to center with your hands. Windshield wiper to the left. Sit back. Reach the arms over to the left and extend that right side of your body. Take an inventory of what possible imbalances you have. Now, because of my swollen ankle, because of the toe hold, I'm having difficulties extending my toes here and putting my weight on my left foot. But that's okay. Do whatever modification you need to do in order for this to feel good. These are feel-good sessions. Back to center. One more time to the right. Reach those arms out to the right. Really extend that left side body. Take a couple breaths and try to relax your chest down to the mat. Walk your hands back to center. Opposite side, windshield wiper to the left. Really reach over with the arms off to the side. Open up that right side of your body. You should feel like a pull in your lats or your back. A little bit in your lower back. If you're doing this right and you have a good amount of relaxation in your lower back, you should even feel what's called your QL. This is a lower back muscle that us jiu-jitsu people have issues with. Back to center. Sit back.
Take one more breath here. From there, we're going to do some spinal rolls to what's called upward dog. From here, you're just going to do like an exaggerated kind of cat, and you're going to roll your spine forward as you go forward into upward dog. And then back. Let's do a few here. Take your time. Okay, again, these should feel good. Can't reinforce that enough. This is Recovery Sundays, not do hard yoga Sundays. Opening up our body, reaching our hips back, spinal rolling ourselves forward, dropping our hips down, pushing the ground away with our hands. Really back bend here. Look up towards the ceiling and then back. Get to know your body, where you feel aches and pains. The aches and pains is information that's being communicated to you by your body. So sit in it for a little bit. So for me, I did a heavy roll. did a training session this morning, very heavy. My hips are very tight right now, especially on the front side from all the guard retention. From there, roll yourself into what's called tabletop. So hands right underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. I always like to tell everybody, meat of the hand into the mat, splay your fingers or separate your fingers, then shift your weight forward with the crook of your elbow forward, okay? From there, you're going to walk your knees just a little bit in, and we're going to turn our hands the opposite direction. So your fingers are facing your knees. From there, just do a couple small circles. One direction. Opposite direction. Do what feels good here. What we're doing is we're stretching out our overworked muscles from gi or from daily life, especially gi. If your fingers hurt, this particular stretch right here is something that you should be doing almost every day. I also like to add in my neck, do a couple circles with my neck. Oh, that feels amazing. My left side trap or neck muscle is a little stiff. Good. Slowly bring your hands around. From there, what we're going to do is I'm going to turn to the camera so you can see. So we're going to have our palms facing up, okay, with our fingers spread. We're going to do basically push-ups. We're going to do wrist lock push-ups, basically. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to bend at the elbow, keeping our hands flat to the mat. Okay? When we extend our arms, we're basically kind of making a fist with our hands. So we're wrist locking ourselves. Okay? So set yourself up. And here we go. Just do a few here. So one of the reasons why this one is good is because when someone goes prison rules on you and decides to try to break your wrist, one of the primary reasons why you feel so much fear is because your wrist is not normally in this position. So the more you do this, the more information your arms will have or your wrists will have, and the less likely you might get hurt, and the less fearful you are of actual wrist locks. Even though you should be very scared of them because they come on very quick. One last one. Turn the hands back around. I'm going to shake it off for just a second. back to tabletop. Here we go. We're going to start with the right foot. I want you to kick the right foot back, knee to chest. Kick the right foot back, knee to chest. Right foot back, knee to chest. And then I want you to karate kick out to the side. From there, you're going to sit on up, extend the leg out, and we're going to do side bends. So you're just reaching from side to side. Again, I'm not in the camera frame, but the goal here is to open up your side. You're doing lateral movement, tall on that back foot. If you see my toes are curled, my toes are active. I'm extending my right leg straight, and I'm really trying to reach with my body. Not just going through the motions, we're reaching. Take your time, back and forth. One last one each way. Awesome. Back to neutral. Drop your hands out in front of you with the legs still extended out. We're going to do what's called the modified puppy pose. So you're going to extend your hands out in front of you, and I want you to drop your forehead to the ground. From here, you're going to relax your chest down, and then just sit here for a second and breathe. Then what I want you to do is flex your spine, put the top of your head on the mat, and then forehead back on the mat, and melt that chest down. And then again, round, top of the head, down, relax your forehead. Again, relax your forehead. Sit there for just a second. Really reach those hands, really relax the chest down. If you're doing a good job, you should feel your shoulder blades almost wanting to cramp. You're just opening up the chest, opening up your shoulder blades. All things that we need as jiu-jitsu players, because those are really tight spots because we overwork our anterior part of our body, which in this case would be your chest and shoulders. From there, walk your hands back. Take the left hand, we're going to weave it underneath, and we're going to grab our shin. And we're just going to sit here for a minute or two. Oh, this is amazing. There's no right way to do this. But you got to think of this as guard retention. So for those of you that are not flexible, okay, practice sitting here. Sit here, get comfortable with this. There's a lot going on here. But basically, this is like kind of like you're a forward roll, kind of, and you're stopping halfway through. Think about it. When someone is trying to pass your guard or you're trying to return or replace guard, most of the time, the person that you're trying to move is going to slow your motion down. So you got to be comfortable in this position. If you have the flexibility, you can extend your arm up and either A, kimura yourself and try to increase the spinal rotation, or you can do an Americana and reach. Oh, I just cracked my back. That was amazing. Or you can put your hand over your head and then just walk it over to the left. Whatever feels good for you. There's no right or wrong answer. Sorry about that. There's a fly bothering me. Amazing. Slowly get yourself out of it. Back to tabletop. Bring the right foot over by the right hand. You're going to press the ground away with your left. Reach up and back with your right and grab your foot or your ankle. And we're going to do a little bit of a quad stretch. For me, I got to be very careful because my ankle is swollen. So again, this is when you got to practice moving when you're injured. Like I'm learning here. I got to basically kind of push the limits a little bit of like the discomfort or the swelling. Just remember, this is the kind of key when it comes to like minor injuries that we get, is kiss the pain. Don't lean into the pain. And one last one. From there, windshield wiper your foot underneath you. Then sit back into what's called combat squat. From there, what we're doing is we're putting all of our weight onto our left leg and controlling ourselves with our weight. What we're going to try to do is just kind of rock back and forth onto our back knee, the one that we're sitting on. So if you have the mobility, you can do it without holding. I highly recommend placing your hands and controlling the amount of load. Us jiu-jitsu people have usually swollen knees. It's not a lot, but it's just a minor inflammation from overuse, especially if you play De La Riva and reverse De La Riva, because you're requesting your tibia or your shin bone to do rotation at the knee joint in order for you to retain De La Riva or reverse De La Riva. So that overuse causes like minor irritation, and that minor irritation is what causes the minor inflammation. So if you notice, a lot of the guys that train a lot have a tendency sitting on their knees, and that's usually why. A couple more. Beautiful. Hands back next to yourself. Turn that foot back out. Come up into a low lunge. Reach this arm up and twist. Oh, that feels amazing. Hand back down. Foot back. A little bit of a downward dog. First downward dog. From there, roll forward into plank. Come all the way down slowly. Top of the feet on the mat and press up. Back to child's pose. From there, back to tabletop. Okay, opposite side. Bear with me 1 second while I fix my mic. Opposite side, kick the left leg back, knee to chest. Kick the left leg back, knee to chest. Left leg back, knee to chest. Karate kick out to the side. Come on up and do the side bend, side to side. Do it at your own pace. Just going to push my camera here a little bit back so that way you can see it effectively. I feel like I'm cheating you guys. Ugh. Keep going back and forth. One of the lovely things when you do yoga like this is that you're going to feel one side more than the other. You're going to feel either more fatigue on one side, you're going to feel more stiffness on one side. And again, just to reiterate, it's just information. It's your body trying to communicate to you. Last one. From there, that modified puppy pose. Drop the forehead down. Whew. You see my hamstring on this side is talking to me compared to my right side. So I don't really feel this in my upper body. I actually feel it on my left hamstring to my inner thigh area. Take a couple breaths here. From there, we're going to rotate again. You're going to flex your spine. Drop the top of your head to the mat. And then reverse. Top of the forehead and melt the chest down. Back and forth at your own pace. Just one more each direction. And stay in that puppy pose with the forehead flat. And again, just melt your chest down. Really reach your hands. This is where the breathing's important. When you feel that trembling, like I'm feeling it in my left leg, is when I have to focus on my breath. And I literally tell my left leg, relax. Chill the fuck out. From there, walk your hands back. Take the right hand and swim underneath and grab your shin. Again, there's no right or wrong way of doing this. Just sit here and take an inventory of your body. You can Kimura yourself. You can Americana yourself. Oh, well, that was nice. I cracked my back on this side too. Amazing. Just sit here for a little while. Slowly start working your way out of this. Back to tabletop. Take the left foot, rotate it around, bring it right next to the left hand. Come up for a twist, low lunge twist. Another twist. Come back down. Reach back, grab the right leg, just rock back and forth. Hang out at the sticky points, whatever that is for you. For the more flexible people, adjust yourself. Drive your hip more forward. Really try to reach that. For the more stiff people, if you can't grab your foot, that's okay. You don't need to. You can just open up your hip, reach this way, practice. Practice. This is your practice. This feels amazing. Last one. Come back to that combat squat. So rotate that shin underneath you, and then just kind of rock back and forth on that knee. If you have the capability, try to drop your butt to the ground and pop right back up. I feel a little stiffness on this knee, so I feel it almost feels like a clackety clack. I don't know what the hell that is, but basically that's what I feel the sound. If it had a sound effect, that's what it would sound like. Good. So I unintentionally added a low lunge with a twist in there, so let's do it one more time. Up, back down, back to plank, back to dog. Just sit here for a little bit. Walk the dog a little bit. From there, roll forward to a plank. Just give me 3 push-ups here. Nice and slow. If you need to drop to your knees like I do because I'm tired, you can drop to your knees as well. And all the way down, drop your forehead to the mat. Top of your feet flat. Hands next to your body. From there, we're going to do a locust pose, kind of a modified baby locust. There, lift your chest up, lift your knees, or lift your thighs, and just hold here. Hold. Remember, don't think because you drop to your knees that you're weak. You're not weak. The heavy lifting is jiu-jitsu. This is recovery. So it's better that you drop your knees down and do a full push-up than to try to think that you let your ego get in the way and think that you have to do them on your toes, because you don't. Come on down, relax. Hands right next to your chest. From there, roll to child's pose. Right back up into downward dog. And again, we're going to do a couple flights here with frog jumps. So just watch first. What you're going to do is you're going to shift your way forward, and then you're going to kick yourself in the butt. Okay? You're going to do 3 of those, and then we're going to land into a squat. So we're going to drive ourselves all the way forward into a yoga squat. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sit into this yoga squat.
If you're not able to get into this position, work. Do this. This right here, this position is guard retention. If you're not able to comfortably sit here, your guard is probably trash. I'll be honest with you. This is something that you should be comfortably sitting here all the time. It doesn't matter how big you are or how the small guys may have it usually a little bit easier, but I'm a big guy. You can do it. You just have to put in the work. It's just a matter of sitting and practicing sitting in this position. Open up those knees. You grab the back of your head and kind of pull your head down. Relax your hips down. Need to move the mic because the next step is I'm going to roll on my back. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to roll back into inverted guard and then up to combat squat and penetration step. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to just follow behind 1 or 2 seconds behind. So here we go. You're falling back, inverting, coming up to combat squat, and then going into a penetration step. Then back. And again. Can't do it on this side because of my hurt foot. One more each side. Oh, not good pain. Go back to inverted guard and then just sit here for a little bit. So the breathing exercises that we did at the very beginning, the best place to do them is here. Of course, you're not going to do that in the gym. I would suggest doing this at home. Try to bring your knees to your chest, grab your toes. If you have the flexibility, put your toes on the ground, move your head back to back. If you sit here long enough, you're probably going to get cramps in your abdomen. Slowly drop your hips to the ground. Try to keep your knees as tight as you can as you do this. This is guard retention right here. Okay? Keeping or practicing keeping our knees tight to our chest without assisting ourselves and using our musculature and our hips to be able to do it is going to just increase your guard retention. From there, extend your left leg straight. Grab the back of the right thigh. Come up in a crunch, and then you're just going to switch. Then switch. Then switch. And keep going. Five more. And one. Come on up. Hands facing forward. And we're just going to do throw bys. Again, guard retention. Someone throws your legs by, you need to be able to recoil them. Ugh. Lost it there. One more. Ugh. And down. Roll all the way down. Relax for just a second. From here, we're just going to do a couple upas. Hands by your side. Reach up. And again, other side. Think that you're rolling over your shoulder. Pressing up with your heels. Reaching as far as you can with the opposing arm. You should almost think that your only part of your body is the outside shoulder that's touching the mat. Last one.
From there, extend your legs straight. Relax for a second. Grab the outside of your foot. And let's just do a little bit of happy baby. Knees to chest. Pull your knees. At first, you're gonna use your hands to pull your knees down. But the goal here is to actively try to bring your knees in by contracting these muscles here so that you're bringing those knees in. And then you're giving yourself like an extra 10 or 15% by pulling down on your hands. And then just relax, rock back and forth, massage your lower back. You can, if you have the flexibility, you can extend your legs. You can do a little bit of this. Practice back and forth, rolling and extending. Just really depends on the type of flexibility you have. Do what you can. If you can't grab the outside of the foot, grab the ankle, grab the back of your thigh, whatever your capability is here. Again, the goal is not another workout. It shouldn't be a struggle for you to maintain the positions. It should be a comfortable, like I tell everybody, it's like keep the discomfort at like a 7. Don't max it out to a 10, because then your body is not going to give you the space that you want. If you keep it at that 6 to 8, which is 7, your body then will trust you, and then it'll just, over time, will start to relax and open up the space. Just sit here for a couple more seconds. Extend your legs out in front of you. Come on up. Back to Indian. What was it? Samurai style. I got black belt that I met the other day, Lucas. He was teaching the kids that. He says to sit samurai style. This is samurai style. Close your eyes. Take a little inventory of what you felt. I don't know about you, but I broke a good sweat there, which is awesome. It's also hot as crazy here in Miami. The AC's kicking and it's not really working. Loose, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Try working this in as often as you possibly can. I would recommend doing this guaranteed before open mat, but do it as often as possible. Every time you roll, go off to the side. Before you actually do the warm-up at your gym, go off to the side and do this warm-up. We basically covered most of the joints. We did the wrist, we did the elbow, we did a little bit of the spine with the rolling, we did a little bit of the neck, we opened up your hips, we stretched your quads, we did a little bit of ankle from the penetration step and the combat squat. So these are all things to kind of lubricate your joints in order for you to basically try to break someone else's joints. Loose, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. And I will see you next time. Hold on, here we go. Where's my brand stuff? I'm doing this solo today. There we go. Love you guys.